refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Okay, I hear y'all. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Very excited about today's episode. It's Friday, man, and we had the NFL season kickoff yesterday with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So today we have a non-panel show. We're going to do an actual show with topics and maybe some rebuttals. No more predictions, more so of this is what happened. This is what we're going to talk about. But listen, y'all, I got two of my bros with me. We had a awesome, I guess you can say, month and a half of straight team talks and panels and drama and debates, screaming, yelling, trolling, clowning, sound effect using, all kinds of stuff. I got my bro, Davey Dollars. He's here with us, fresh off the doghouse. Make sure y'all tune into that tomorrow nowadays.
We'll talk after the show.
We'll tune in soon, all right? Just know that. And Dave, I see you creeping up to that 3-digit. I see you creeping. I just saw that. I see you creeping.
Yeah, getting there.
Yes, sir. And, you know, Missy Adonson himself, host of In the Red Corner. Tomo, how y'all doing, my brothers?
Man, I'm doing good. You know, one thing we can say is within this month, and again, man, Dave, you definitely won host of the month for August for that idea because I've never seen so many random comments come in. You know, we got people that join the chats. And if you haven't joined the chats, make sure you join them because some of your comments deserve to be in the chats. I ain't going to say too much. But y'all know. Click the link in the description below. Become a member so you can join the chat. So I'm doing good. And I'm going to be feeling better come Saturday about 6 o'clock. Ain't that right, Carl? Go Terps. Dave, Joe, what's going on?
There you go.
Man, I'm feeling great. Appreciate, you saying I was the host of August. I mean, it's only right. Host of August is, the month I was born. Because, it was the month I was born in, so it's only right I take over in August. But man, I'm excited about today's show. We finally get to talk about some stuff that actually happened, not some stuff that might happen or might not happen. Something that we actually saw. It was a big game last night. 28.9 million people viewed that game, which broke a record for Peacock. Crazy. So let's talk about it, man. And of course, it's the weekend now. So we about to turn up on the show.
Turn me
go!
Up.
Jody, do you think?
Up.
So nice we had to play it twice.
Hey, let's go, man. They got me pumped up, man. Listen, we are streaming this on one platform today. I know, man. Facebook tripping right now. One platform, YouTube. So I know some of y'all been commenting on Facebook. I'm sorry, but make sure y'all come to YouTube. And look, like the video. Make sure you subscribe and follow on all of our social media platforms, and share this video with a sports fan or anybody, especially an NFL fan, because you can be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Kevo for being the first comment. This must be the pregame of the game of the week with the Birds.
No.
Okay. Shout out to Kevo, right? Being the first comment. We appreciate you, man. And look, last but not least, please sit back, kick back, and enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
Turtle.
Not turtle enough to join the Turtle Club. But I mean, football is official. The NFL season has officially kicked off. Let me not disrespect college football. You know, I slightly got checked last night on the way home by MSU fan and said, hey, football's been back for a while. Okay, the NFL season has officially kicked off, and we finally didn't see Aaron Rodgers kick off an NFL season, or the Jets, or the Giants, or the Cowboys. You know, we actually got to see a team that won the Super Bowl recently, not in 95 or 96. I think all of us up here got something to say about that. But they played the Ravens. Wow, Dave. I'm sorry. Both these teams got at the 49ers in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. That's what I just thought about it. But the Chiefs hold off the Ravens 27-20 with a review that had the world toe tapping or left a lot of people still upset. Chiefs win 27-20, and now Mahomes has a 5-1 record over Lamar Jackson. So, fellas, biggest reason why the Chiefs won that game. Start with you, Joe.
Listen, man, first of all, I'm excited to have a show today, right? But the biggest reason why the Chiefs won, Tomo and Dave, coaching. Coaching was the main reason why the Chiefs won. When I look at this game yesterday, number one, the play calling. Let's start there. The play calling. The Chiefs, obviously, when Andy Reid, as a play caller, outplay called the Ravens offense. The Ravens offense was a disaster, in my opinion. How in the world is Isaiah Pacheco running the ball more than Derrick Henry? You know, so that just shows you that Andy Reid is still trying to stay a little more balanced than even though he doesn't have a Derrick Henry in his backfield. Number two, penalties. Yeah, I know we could complain about the penalty they kept getting. What was it called? The illegal formation penalty. But they were warned about this before the game. And then not only when it happened once, when it happened the second time, can somebody go to him and tell him to scoot up? Like, bro, scoot up. It was 3 positive plays that happened when that call was made, including the pass interference call on against Zay Flowers. That was a big play, got taken back because of illegal formation. So coaching, bad penalties, not just the illegal formation. We talking about the roughing the passer on third down. That was crazy, you know. So a lot of bad moments. And last but not least, right? Let's go back to Lamar. Why is Lamar throwing the ball 41 times when Derrick Henry's in the background? Let's keep that background in the backfield. Well, he was in the background. He was in the background dancing the whole time. That man, every time he got the ball, he got big chunks outside of the first drive. So I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs, and also continuity. You can see the continuity, like the defense. The new defensive coordinator for the Ravens, he was getting in calls late. They had to burn a couple of timeouts in the second half. Right, it was miscommunication on defense. Like the Chiefs were well more organized than the Ravens were that game. So I'm going to put it on coaching. That's why the Chiefs won that game.
I think the Chiefs just showed who the better team was that night on week 1. If you look at special teams, defense, offense, they would seem to be clicking on all cylinders last night. The defense made plays more times than not than the Ravens defense did. Especially it was a key third down where Lamar Jackson threw it down the field to Zay Flowers, and the cornerback who's taking over for what's the cornerback that just left and went to go to the Titans?
Ladarius Sneed is the one that
Larry
left.
Sneed, the one that he's taking over his spot. He made a key play on third down. You know, it was Zay Flowers easily could have, if Lamar placed the ball in a good spot, Zay Flowers pretty much catches that, and more likely is either a first down or a touchdown. But he swatted it, got it out the way. Then you look at the fumble that Chris Jones had forced. Defense got pressure. He went in there, forced the fumble, turnover. So I just feel like the Chiefs defense made key plays when they needed to, and Mahomes was Mahomes when he needed to. There was third down after third down. He made a third down pass to Noah Gray, first down. Third down pass to Travis Kelce, first down. Key plays across the middle to Rashee Rice, who had a really good game, 7 catches for 103 yards. Then Xavier Worthy, first game, got him on end of run. Scores his first touchdown of his NFL career. Then next thing you know was in the fourth quarter, right after Tate said it in the chat, he said it's going to be a touchdown to Xavier Worthy. And what happened? He threw a touchdown to Xavier Worthy. He was wide open, blown coverage. Blown coverage. There was no safety on the back end, and the corner pretty much is like he thought that he had help back there, but no one was back there, and left him wide open for a touchdown. So to me, that's what it was. And Joe, I don't disagree with everything that you said as far as all of that. I agree with that too, but I think the Chiefs showed who the better team was last night.
So we got coaching, better team. I'm gonna go with this one, Joe. Excuse me. You said it. Continuity. That's the biggest reason why the Chiefs won. They have continuity. I mean, you can say it. Some people may come on here and be like, well, Xavier Worthy is a rookie. Like the chemistry shouldn't be there. Hollywood Brown didn't play, but he was what was it? The number 2 receiver in number 2 or number 1 receiver in training camp. Then you got to think about the other word of continuity, that offensive line and Patrick Mahomes with the coaching. When you got a great quarterback with a great coach and their system just gels, it's like Tom Brady. You can literally put anybody out there and they're just going to make plays happen. And that's what happened. Another thing, the Ravens started off too slow. Like the defense, it started off a little too slow as far as for my liking. They came out, I can't say on offense because they came out to scored a touchdown. Now look at this. The first NFL touchdown as a Cowboy fan, I got to watch Derrick Henry score it. While my owner's doing interviews with Stephen A. Smith on some, we thought about Derrick Henry when we signed Zeke Elliott. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's starting already. The madness is here. I literally almost shedded a tear when he scored that touchdown. I was like, this is it right here. It's right there. But anyway, the next thing you know, I start seeing Lamar have troubles with his wide receivers. I mean, this is one of the things that Carl keeps saying. He was like, I understand we got Derrick Henry, but we need a top-notch receiver that's going to help alleviate some of these stresses on him running the ball so much. And I know we're going to get into that at some point, Joe, because what did you say? Isaiah Pacheco had more carries than Derrick Henry, but technically Lamar Jackson had more carries than both of them. And he had more yards. So that right there lets you know there's a breakdown somewhere. Or maybe that goes to the article that came out right before the game where he said, I felt like I should have ran more in that playoff to actually help us win it. Maybe it was him trying to just be the hero and say, you know what, I'm going to just use my legs when I have to. Then the big play in the end zone with him and Zay Flowers, I guess it was a miscommunication, or he said it was for Bateman, but he was wide open right there across the middle. It was like right there. Like there was so many things. There were so many things that you could look at the Ravens and just be like, man, you all going to get better. But it goes down to continuity and coaching. I definitely have to agree there. And chemistry, just a little bit.
And it was a couple of play calling in the offense. I want to just go back to what Joe was saying when they was throwing like short intermediate passes or bubble screens, and it just was not working out for them. It was either Lamar overthrew it, or they dropped the pass, or I don't know what it was, but it was not working out at all. And then they continued to call it. I'm like, why? It's not working. So do something else. Run the ball with Derrick Henry, or try to get Mark Andrews involved. Get Zay Flowers more short, have him going across the middle or something. Find a way to get this offense going because the bubble screens are not working. The short passes are not working. You got to figure something out. And I guess Lamar had to run because I think he was looking back at what happened in the AFC Championship game. And he was like, you know what? I'm healthier now because I think the article said that he wasn't as, his body wasn't as healthy as it was at the AFC Championship game as it is now. And he's able to run, so he actually took off. And I'm like, maybe you needed more of that, but I mean, you can't say that wasn't the issue because he had 16 carries for 122 yards last night. So he did what he should have done as far as that. But you got to get other players involved. You can't have Lamar go out there and play hero ball against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I agree. And go ahead, Joe.
Yo, I think Mahomes' game wasn't that great. All right. I don't think Mahomes was Mahomes. I think I've been listening to all these sports shows, and I feel like they overrating the Chiefs. Like everybody said, oh, the Chiefs showed out. The Chiefs showed that they're the best team. I don't think so. Because when I look at this game, I see a lot of shoot myself in the foot situations with the Ravens, and they lost by a toe, like a toe on the line. Like the Ravens didn't play a great game. Lamar literally played like Tomo said. They threw the playbook out the window, and Lamar just did what he thought was best. That's what happened. Like Dave's right. They kept throwing these short. First of all, the first drive, you run the ball with Derrick Henry 5 times and get a touchdown. And then the rest of the half, he gets the ball 3 more times. Zay Flowers was getting more bubble screens than he was getting carries. And then 2 times that he carried the ball, he got a first down 2 to 3 times. So, like, I'm thinking, like, why y'all not running the ball? And Lamar, yes, he got 16 carries, but only like 3 or 4 with design. The rest was just him scrambling. He threw the ball 41 times, but he scrambled like 12 times. So he dropped back like 50-something times. Why is he dropping back 50-plus times? All that happened, and they almost won the game still. Because Mahomes, I remember 2 plays Mahomes made. I was like, you know what, that's Mahomes. The play when he escaped pressure and he threw it to Kelsey for the first down, and the play when he escaped pressure again threw to Watson. But outside of that, it was Rashee Rice beating the linebackers. You know what I mean? Like beating Marcus Williams on a quick slant. Or with Pacheco, him throwing into the flats and Pacheco making a move. And it was a lot of yak going on. What they accused Brock Purdy for, that's what happened with Mahomes yesterday. You know, good shout out to Dave.
Oh my God. That's exactly what I said last season. I'm so glad somebody said.
So Lamar missed 3 throws that he could have put on the money that could have won him that game. And that's what it was. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that like the Chiefs, like, you know, like Tomo said, it's a continuity. Like you can see the lines is on point. You know, like everything was on point with them, not with the Ravens. So this goes back what Carl was saying about. I mean, Javon was saying about Harbaugh. I'm not saying Harbaugh ain't a bad coach, but they
not
won't
even Javon though. Chris said it too.
Chris
said it. This is one of the games where they should have won it, but they lost it because of coaching.
They got outcoached yesterday.
Yeah, maybe the moment was too big for him.
And Pacheco needs to be talked about a lot more. He was running, he was running like he was trying to run through brick walls last night. I'm not even gonna lie. He's gonna be talked about as one of the he's gonna be talked about one of the best rushers in the league if he continue to run like that.
I do want to give it to, like Mark said, Chiefs have more drops. Pacheco did drop a pass, and I think Travis Kelsey dropped one in the middle of the field. And somebody else, it was 2 drops in the flats.
Rice might have had one across the middle of the field too, but I think the linebacker got in the way.
Oh yeah,
the pass was tipped, one of those. But
and then Dave, the play you said that the Chiefs DB made, what's the name? The Ravens DB made a play on Juju. That was a big play when they stopped the touchdown. Juju had that touchdown.
But Juju had a I think that was the 3rd down. What you talking about, Juju? Mm-hmm. Juju still had a chance to catch that. He just
couldn't. But the defender was there though.
No, he was, but Juju still had in the hands. He just couldn't finish.
It was a tough catch though. He
was thinking about the TikTok dance before he actually.
Exactly, he brought it back last night too.
Look, see.
Oh, he did. Dang.
Well, again, man, the record is the record for a reason. 5-1 against Lamar. Now Lamar got to bounce back next week and show everybody, you know, why the Ravens are the Ravens, or maybe more so Likely, because Likely had a lot to say in that post game. Meanwhile, we felt like there was a lot of tiptoes by the end zone. Encouraged or discouraged with the Ravens after their loss? Dave?
I'm encouraged. I'm not discouraged by that loss. Because you see that there's a lot of mistakes that could easily be made up. The offensive line just needs more continuity so they can get back to where they need to be. And Lamar just needs more help from everyone else. And they need to run the ball with Derrick Henry. Run the ball with Derrick Henry. You signed him for a reason. I get it. He's only making $8 million a year, but it's Derrick Henry at the end of the day. Run him. You gave Lamar another weapon, whether you want to say it's a wide receiver weapon or a running back. You gave him another weapon. Use him. Use Derrick Henry for what he is. They call him King Henry for a reason. We know what he's done in his league. Last year might have been a down year for him, but we know that Derrick Henry, when healthy, is one of the best running backs in the league. Top 5. That's without question. Like, run with Derrick Henry, man. Like, and figure a way to go get another receiver or something. If you think that's the issue with the Ravens, go get another receiver. There are other receivers out here that are crying to go to other teams. Go find someone else or draft somebody when you have the chance to. I mean, I understand you can't do that now because the draft is over, but I'm not discouraged by it. This is one game. It's the first game of the week. It was opening night, and they lost by a tiptoe touchdown. A tiptoe that did not happen. It was basically a KD happened in the NFL. That's basically what happened. So I mean, it's not a playoff game. It's not like they out for the rest of the year. They still got 16 more games to play. I'm not worried about that. That's just one game. All these other channels talking about, the Chiefs are now the Ravens' daddy and stuff like that. Like they gotta relax with all that stuff, man. It's just game one. It's just the first game of the year. They may more than likely these teams may or may not see each other in the playoffs again. So unless some injuries happen, we're going to see both of these teams in the playoffs. And who knows what happens if they see each other again. But I'm not discouraged about what happened in that game because they lost by a touchdown. And they had a lot of mistakes. So just imagine if they don't have those mistakes, they probably win that game.
For me, I'm encouraged by the motivation from this game and what the players had to say after the loss. Like a lot of people could have held their heads low. A lot of people could have blamed the refs. I mean, some people, of course, it's blatant when some of the calls aren't going your way as a player. You want to say something about the refs. The discouragement for me comes from the coaching staff. Hopefully, they are encouraged by us being discouraged by how they called this game, and then they go out and make better plays. But again, you've seen things. One thing I want to note is the preseason. I know a lot of us look at the preseason and say, all right, look, the preseason is more so for players to get on the team, and we don't want to play our starters because they might get hurt. But this game right here shows why some of these starters need to play in the preseason, because Mahomes and them played almost a full quarter or maybe a series in the preseason. That builds the continuity. That right there is why they was able to come out and have less mistakes. Of course, they had drops, but they had less mistakes. You can clearly see with the Ravens, that right there was them not being on the field in live action in a game against opponents where things are different. Walkthroughs and everything like that, you already know what we're going to do. So it's like you're not really disguising too much. When you're going against somebody else, you want to be better. So that's where the discouragement comes from as far as just how players treat the preseason and how coaches are coaching the game. My encouragement is Likely. I mean, he ain't on my fantasy team in our league, but he is on the other one. So I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by Lamar Jackson saying, look, I can drop back almost 50 times and still show y'all that this is the second time where we played this team and it was because of us that we lost. Like, I want to say they were the better team that day, but there were things that we could have done. The 3 passes that you said, Joe, the one where he overthrew Likely at the corner of the end zone, that was a touchdown if he just put a little touch on it. The Zay Flowers play, that was a touchdown. Likely catching the ball and literally just dropping down, could have been a touchdown. So there's so many things. Roquan Smith getting an interception on the GOAT. Like, there's just so many positives that you can look at within a negative. So I'm encouraged for the Ravens. I ain't a Ravens fan. We got to play them week 3. So this all the love I got for y'all right now. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm definitely encouraged. I'm walking away from that game like, oh no, they don't want to see us again. If I'm a Ravens fan, just look at the situation. Chiefs, fresh off a Super Bowl. Remember last year, fresh off a Super Bowl and lost. So they thinking about that. We're not going to let our fans down once again. Chiefs, same coaching staff. Ravens, new defensive coordinator, new offensive line, 3 new starters on the offensive line, and your offensive line coach just died. Praise goes to his family, right? Just died less than 2 weeks ago, I believe. I think it was less than 2 weeks ago. He literally just died.
Yeah, I think that was last week, actually.
Yeah, so and then they, like, in the second quarter, they switched to the lineman. They was like, you know what, bro, we got to put a second-round pick in the lineup right now. They had to bring in Andrews to help block Chris Jones. They was like, you know what, we're going to put Chris Jones in the edge. They was like, no, you're not. We're going to put what's his name right here? So, and I would be encouraged because Derrick Henry, right? Derrick Henry is a type of running back. He gets better as the game goes. When you look at his yards per carry, first quarter, second quarter is greater than first quarter. Third quarter is greater than the second quarter, and the fourth quarter is greater than third quarter. He literally gets better because he's a bell cow. He wears you out, man. That's what he does, right? He's a big dude, and he runs. Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. Dang, Tom. He's like, yo, it's definitely what y'all need to be. I got Zeke. That's what Jerry said.
Carry on, Joe. Just carry
Zeke
on.
did pretty good in New England. Ain't that what Jerry said?
It's about the Ravens, Joe.
But anyways, so feed the beast. Feed that man. I know he's
about to say feed Zeke.
Feed him. All right. And then look, another reason why I'm encouraged. Lamar came to play yesterday. I was mad at him though. But when he dipped his shoulder, he was like, yeah, I'm here. What's up? It was third down. Series over. He ran about. He said, you know what? Boom! I was like, oh, Lamar came. He started yapping. He started talking. I'm like, okay, Lamar came to play. He going to press. One thing I like about Lamar Jackson, every time in the press conference, he got his pads on. Every single time. He got his pads on still. And then they asked him, that's your kryptonite? No, it ain't my kryptonite. I was like, okay. Lamar got a different attitude about the Chiefs now. So I'm definitely encouraged about that. Who else I'm encouraged about? Likely balled out. Now we know about Likely. We've been talking about him in the chat all last year and stuff like that. But this was to the world his coming out party. He had a big game against the Chiefs. And we said in the press conference, it's the worst game we're gonna play all year. So good luck in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, the Chiefs did not play their best game either. They still got to build more continuity. They like Tomo said, they didn't have Hollywood Brown. All right, so that's gonna be scary by so. And Juju just got there. You know, the O-line. Now, am I worried about the O-line? Not the Ravens, man. Not the Ravens. I remember 2 years ago. Was it 2 years? When I first started doing R2L, they played the Raiders first game of the season, and that O-line looked horrible. And guess what? Before Lamar Jackson got hurt, there was #1 team in the AFC. So I'm not worried about the O-line. The Ravens are going to figure that out. And lastly, the fumble Lamar had, that was on the O-line. Y'all saw what Lamar did after that? Come on, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, protect.
So,
yeah, gotta be better than that.
And if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm looking like, man, I want to see the Chiefs like I don't want the Warriors. We all know the result, but I don't want the Chiefs if I'm the Ravens.
I think last night the Ravens showed you that they wanted one of those big threats, right?
They are.
Okay.
But did they win though?
I'm just saying, yeah, you could be a threat and still lose.
Exactly.
Hey, Bengals gonna play them too. We're gonna see how they look at the Bengals.
I don't know.
Play them twice every year. We know that's gonna happen.
All right, come on now. No, I'm talking about the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, that's true. I also want to say that for those that are questioning Lamar as being a quarterback, he completed 66% of his passes last night. He threw over 40 passes.
But then
some of those were inaccurate.
He did 3 bad passes though for the game.
He did. Don't get me wrong, but he also made some key plays last night too. That touchdown to Likely was because he saw that the cornerback was not watching the ball. He was just watching Likely, and he dropped it off to Likely, and Likely made a huge play on that touchdown by making him miss.
That Bateman.
Yeah. That was another third down play, wasn't
it? I think so, but that actually got them in the position to try to score.
Yeah, so that was a key. He made some key plays last night with his arm. Of course, we know Lamar special when it comes to him being able to run the ball, but he made plays with his arm last night too. And look, he threw the ball 40 times and still completed 66% of his passes. So I'm just saying, it's not like he had a terrible passing game, and he didn't throw an interception. So
Mahomes dropped back 28 times. He dropped back 50 times. Come on.
Crazy.
Mahomes magic.
Oh, I forgot.
Mahomes magic. Yeah. That's why we setting up for the not so average list that we have here. Because I think this is gonna take the rest of the show.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
So let me know when you prepared. before we move on. But I just want to say, I know we got another game that's happening in probably like another hour or so, probably like 45, maybe 30 minutes from now. So if you tuned in with us right now, just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Subscribe to all the shows on the network too, because we got a plethora of shows. But one of the segments that we have here on Refuse to Lose, the one that starts a lot of chitter chatter in the chats, outside of being put in the doghouse or on your done some. But this one really gonna start some stuff, and you doing it right before one of these teams play.
Mm-hmm.
Not so average top five. You right.
That's gonna be something to talk about.
We get the list before everyone else, so I kind of looked at it. I treat it like I'm trying to make the high school team. I look for my name first. I was like, "What my name?"
Hey, Tom, that was me. As soon as I saw where I was at, I was like, "Okay, no argument for me. I'm good."
So I can't set the table the way you gonna set the table. I'm just here to see if I need to flip the table or not. Joe, the floor is yours.
Now I know it's gonna be some disagreements. That's what happens when you make a list. Okay, I can explain. I'm gonna quickly explain why everybody is where they are. Quickly explain. So I promised y'all that I would give y'all a top 20 list going to the season. Now, obviously the Ravens play, but we do not so ever top 5 on Fridays. So instead of me doing an episode per person, why would I give Russell Wilson a bug? Come on now. Why would I get I'm just playing time out. Why would I give certain people their own show? No, we're going to do the whole top 20 right now. So I got it like in tiers, but the worst starts from your right. When you look at the screen, your right, that's when the worst come, and then goes to the left. All right. So let's bring up the first batch. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that. Is
that Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So look, disclaimer. These are starting quarterbacks. Starting quarterbacks in the NFL that are not rookies. I'm not counting rookies. Okay? I'm not counting rookies. So at number 20, Gardner Minshew. And it's kind of by default. I think the rest of the QBs are rookies. All right, so Gardner Minshew is number 20. Number 19 is Russell Wilson. Number 18 is Kyler Murray. 17 is Baker Mayfield. 16 is Justin Herbert. Right? 15 is Trevor Lawrence. And 14 is Jordan Love. Why is Gardner Minshew up there? Like I said, by default, he's probably the last one left. But he also almost led his team to playoffs last year. I give him props for that. I almost put him above Russell Wilson. But anyways, Russell Wilson, he's up there because it's the name. I mean, do I really got to explain the back end of this list? Let's keep it going, Tomo. No, you know what? I do got to explain Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, I have Trevor Lawrence above Justin Herbert. He beat him in the playoffs. After throwing 3 interceptions, he gave him a big lead in the playoffs. Justin Herbert only made the playoffs one time too, just like Trevor Lawrence. So there's no way I could have put Justin Herbert above Trevor Lawrence. Jordan Love, why do I have Jordan Love above Lawrence and Herbert? Now, Jordan Love, he was second in the TDs last year, although he was only had the second half of the season. But his playoff game, he did well, even though we can say a lot of things happened there. But he played well in his playoff game. He didn't throw 3 interceptions in the first half like Trevor Lawrence, and then had to come back. So you can kind of swap them around, but you definitely got to put Trevor Lawrence above Justin Herbert. You can't put Justin Herbert above Trevor Lawrence. That's one thing you can't do. And Baker Mayfield, you want to play all game, but yeah. Let's keep going, Tomo. The next batch. I'm not going to name the ranks. I'm going to just say, yeah.
Wow. I told you, only look for my name. I ain't know. I'm live reaction. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's do this. So let's start with Tua, number 13. Why is Tua 13 behind all these people? Yeah, Tua led the league in passing yards. Yeah. But Tua is a victim of beating up on bad teams. What significant win do Tua got late in the season, y'all? I'll wait. Besides, the Cowboys. But the Cowboys also known for beating up bad teams. Nobody. Every year, toward the end of the season, the Dolphins fold. Now, the reason why I got Tua above the other guys, like Trevor Lawrence, who got a playoff win, Jordan Love, because Tua actually has a track record of winning, though, even before Mike McDaniel came. So I got to get Tua props for that, and he led the league in passing. So it is what it is. Kirk Cousins is up there. He won a playoff game a while back, but Kirk Cousins is a consistent quarterback. I don't think I got to explain too much about this side of the board. C.J. Stroud, rookie year, played great. He was actually, I think he was an MVP candidate before he had his injury late in the season. And C.J. Stroud beat the Cleveland Browns badly, and he played terrific that game. He was awesome that game. And he won a do-or-die game at the end of the season against the Colts. He was really good that game too. So I got to give C.J. the nod. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was weird to rank because we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers in a while. Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't here last year. He was here the year before that, but he didn't look too well. But I can't ignore the fact just 2 years ago, the man won back-to-back MVPs. I can't ignore that. I can't put him above. I can't put CJ, a first-year player, Kirk, and Tua, guys who fold in the playoffs or don't make the playoffs, above Aaron Rodgers right now. I can't do that right now. Jalen Hurts. Why is he so bad? Was he All-Pro 2 years ago, Joe? Did he make the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Now, the question is, who's Hurts? Who is he? I mean, who is he? He did make the playoffs. Shout out to AJ. They were projected to win 4 games, and he took them to the playoffs. And what happened? My point. They were bad in playoffs. And I can't remember who they beat that season. So I'm not going to put too much on that. I would put Hurts above guys like Kirk Cousins and the Tua, something like that, because he did what he did that year. But above a Jared Goff, who was actually an MVP candidate last year and actually played terrific. I'm talking about terrific in the playoffs. Last year, Jared Goff was terrific. And Jared Goff also made it to the Super Bowl before, too. So if you want to take all that. And then he did go to the Super Bowl, make an All-Pro team. But last year, Jalen Hurts was not good, y'all. He was a high turnover rate, and they tanked at the end of the year. I mean, I'm talking about tank. So I can't give Hurts a nod. And Jared Goff, I just explained Jared Goff. I feel like he had a really, really good year. And the last 2 years, Jared Goff has been good for real. But his playoff performance against the Rams, had a game-winning touchdown, and his playoff performance against the 49ers, it wasn't his fault when they lost. Shout out to the wide receiver. I forgot who he was, dropping 2 passes. But Jared Goff is right there. Next here. This one to get fishy.
Mm-hmm.
This one to get fishy. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott. Why is Dak Prescott behind Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, and Josh Allen? Dak is weird to rank. You know why? Because Dak is really good in the regular season. He really is. I told Tomo, all he has to do, not win, he don't got to win against Green Bay. Just play well. That's all I told him. Last year with the 49ers, Tomo, he don't have to win, bro. Just play well. And he failed to do so. So I feel like the All-Pro is it's like Tua. Tua looked good in the season, right? But when it's time for money time, Tua didn't show up. He looked horrible against the Chiefs. I mean, I'm talking about horrible. And that's how I feel about Dak Prescott, because all the guys I put in front of him, all of them played well in the playoffs. Brock Purdy, back-to-back years, made it to the NFC Championship game, made it to the Super Bowl. And don't forget, he broke 2 stats that nobody has done in the Kyle Shanahan era. He led 2 comebacks, one against the Detroit Lions and one against the Green Bay Packers. Brock Purdy did that. He made plays with his legs and his arm, even though one of those passes got tipped and Brandon, you caught it. But that ain't the point. All right? So that's that. Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champion. But the problem with Matthew Stafford, the individual success in the regular season, he don't have that. But one thing I could say, he did win a Super Bowl recently, and in the playoffs, he also plays well too. He played well in the playoffs on both years. But Matthew Stafford is a wild card. You can kind of put him at the end if you want, but I put him right there because of his playoff performance last year. And Josh Allen. This is the one that Tom will really want to hear about. Why is Josh Allen above all these guys? I mean, what accolade did Josh Allen got? Never made a Super Bowl like Brock Purdy. Never won a Super Bowl like Matthew Stafford. Also, never won All-Pro like Dak Prescott. Why is he up here? I mean, why? And I was like, you know what? Yes, Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl, but he didn't win Super Bowl MVP. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? He did have a Super MVP on his team, Cooper Kupp. He did. Okay, he had some. Okay, that's cool, right? Then I look at Brock Purdy. Yeah, Brock Purdy. He made it to the Super Bowl, but I mean, it's Brock Purdy. He still got some stuff to prove. He's not the individual talent that everybody say he is. And Dak Prescott, we all know about Dak Prescott. He made All-Pro, but yet he looked terrible in the playoffs. Josh Allen didn't look terrible in the playoffs. Josh Allen, every time he loses the playoffs, besides the Bengals, he don't be the reason for real. He looks good. And last year, he did get a first place MVP vote. I mean, I got to give him his credit for that. And last year, went on a 6-game winning streak at the end of the year, won the division 5 times in a row. You know, so I got to give him credit for that. All right? I'm going to say the rest of my stuff for my pushback for Tomo. Go next.
no, try to say your ammo for me, man.
Top 3. Joe Burrow, number 3. Lamar Jackson, number 2. Joe Burrow, why is he number 3? Oh, thank you, Tom. I didn't. Wow, I'm write that down.
Second.
I mean, when that second
still
team,
All-Pro.
When that second team,
let me go look this.
Hey, Brandon Ayuk was second for all team last year, so he's
hold
still
on. When that second team also?
That's because Lamar was MVP. Lamar was first.
Lamar was MVP 2020. Oh no.
Go ahead, finish.
Okay, okay. Shout out to J-Mo for the fact check. Joe Burrow, he's number 2. You know why? Because Joe Burrow, outside of Lamar, he did go back to back. He went to 2 AFC when he's healthy. 2 AFC championship games, 1 Super Bowl appearance. The first time he went to the Super Bowl, I wasn't sold. But then when he got back to the AFC championship game, I was definitely sold. Because when he went head-to-head against Josh Allen, he destroyed Josh Allen in the Bills. So I gotta get Joe Burrow his credit for that. And Lamar Jackson, he's number 2. He got 2 MVPs. He just went to the AFC championship game. Lamar Jackson winning percentage against any we talking about good team outside of the Chiefs and the Steelers. We talking about good teams. I mean, he's only lost 1 game against the NFC. So in big games, Lamar shows up, except for, like I said, when he played the Steelers and the Chiefs. But I know his playoff record is questionable. But last year, he did blow out the Texans. And I know people probably say the Texans, technically, that was the second round because he did get a bye. So we can't fault the man for getting the bye. And then when he played a second round team who already won a playoff game, he had 4 touchdowns that game and demolished that game. So I got to give him credit for that. And like I said, he won MVP last year. And number 1.
Do we have to show it?
It's Patrick Mahomes. I don't got to explain.
Yeah, I don't. That's one thing that needs no explanation. He's clearly the best quarterback in the league.
I feel like I talked a lot just now.
I'm glad you don't need no explanation. So look, 2020, he tied with Patrick Mahomes as an All-Pro quarterback. And shout out to J-Mo, the MVP Aaron Rodgers was on the first team.
Oh, Aaron, they had a tie All-Pro?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it on NFL.com. It was tied.
So 3 people had All-Pro that year.
You see the lengths they go through for Josh Allen? But I ain't gonna say too much, man. I ain't never seen nobody do that. But I knew an Eagles fan was gonna show up just in time because I want to see why you got hurt. I understand why you got him so low, but
who hurts?
Yeah.
Who would I put hers in front of?
Dak, I would guess.
Why would I put him for that Dak though?
I mean,
the Super Bowl
because Jalen Hurts has also been All-Pro. He's been to the Super Bowl and he's beaten good teams. Unlike Dak, Dak has not beaten good teams. If you think about Dak and Tua, they're kind of sort of the same guys. They're just in different conferences. Dak hasn't really beaten a good team.
Hold on. And Dak retired a GOAT though.
I was about to say that they played well in the playoffs.
I told you that was going to happen.
That's why I'm giving you your props.
I foresaw that. That was a bad year for Tampa Bay. So
this is now Jalen Hurts did ball out in the Super Bowl. I give him that, but I can't ignore what happened last year, man. Like last year was bad. It was really bad. And Hurts, and here's the thing, Hurts got a lot of credit for the year they went to the Super Bowl for being a leader. Where was that leadership last year? Where was it last year? Dak also won All-Pro last year, and I can't say Dak lost to Green Bay. Did we forget how Jalen Hurts looked against Tampa Bay? They looked terrible. They actually looked worse than the Cowboys. For real. They couldn't score. They couldn't do nothing. The whole game. We talk about from start to finish. They actually quit by the mid-second quarter.
They also had their best receiver was out. So you got that too.
You said what?
Their best receiver didn't play. That you got to think about that too.
See, I would get them that, but right before that, he lost to the Giants, he lost to the Seahawks, they lost to the Cardinals. So I can't say because they hadn't had a receiver. Just proof of the pudding, they would have lost anyway.
I mean, I can give you that, but
y'all put Herbert above that. You too, Tomo?
I gotta be real with the list, Joe. I mean, going off of the criteria that you set for the guys that's in front of them, you would have to. If anything,
because if you look at
go ahead.
If you look at Purdy and Hurts, they pretty much have the same kind of sort of resume. Both went to the NFC Championship game. Both went to the Super Bowl. The only thing is Purdy doesn't have an All-Pro.
No. Let's talk about the road to Super Bowl. Purdy was great in the road to the Super Bowl. He was really good on the road to the Super Bowl. He played really well. Now, don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts went against the Giants. I can't fault him for playing the Giants. Like I said, I wasn't sold on, just like I did about Joe Burrow, I was not sold on Jalen Hurts' road to the Super Bowl. But when he played well in the Super Bowl, that year, I put him above that. I did, going into the year. But what happened last year? Come on, man.
Why would Joe Burrow be one tier down?
Well, one tier down what?
Is he saying because of availability?
That's what Mark said. Mark said that Burrow should be one tier down. So are you putting Josh Allen above of Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow has done more, even though he hasn't been as available?
Joe Burrow kind of gets the third nod because of, one, he beat Mahomes every time, well, almost every time you've seen him in the playoffs. The idea, I mean, that he almost got to the Super Bowl after the record. What's the record, Dave? Probably like 0-19 of guys not even sniffing the Super Bowl after they lose. And he also shown that when he just gave us $1. Shout out to the super chat.
It's a sticker. It's a sticker. Shout out to Keith.
Appreciate you.
But Joe Burrow made it to 2 AFC Championship games.
Yeah, back to back.
You know, and the first one was like, I gotta see it again. He did it again. Literally did it again. I think the very next year.
Yeah, I see what some people would fight you on is Lamar being number 2. What some people will fight you on, and I'm just sitting on the other side of the table for this one because I agree with the list, but I'm gonna sit on the other side. They were like, well, you got a 2-time MVP who barely has as many wins as the quarterback that everyone's hating on the most, Dak Prescott. Like, he got 2 MVPs. He finally made it to an AFC Championship just last year. If you got MVPs, you need to be playing for Super Bowls.
Okay.
Right? What's his playoff record?
2-4, I think. 2-5 now that the Chiefs lost. He lost to the Titans, the Chiefs, and he lost to the Buffalo Bills.
Just sitting on the other side of the table, some people will be like, well, why you got him at number 2? Is it the MVPs that's holding the weight that gets him up there?
Above who, though? Who should go above him?
I'm arguing across the table. Technically, it should be Mahomes in the field. Some people would look at it like that because everybody has something. There's a lot of, you could just do the field. Because you got a list, you have to put number 2, but it's literally Mahomes versus the field. You got a lot of doppelgangers up here.
I think that's definitely true, but I mean, there's still a number 2. There's a little number 3. So I mean, that's just what it is.
But there's flaws with every single last one of those quarterbacks that you put at 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Everybody got a flaw, but
only how many people in here it's only 4 people on this list that can say they actually won a Super Bowl. That's Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson. Everyone else has not done anything. And Russell Wilson, no one's going to rate Russell Wilson higher than where he is right now because he just hasn't played well. He played okay last year, but he has not played well since he left Seattle, pretty much.
And only 3 won an MVP. Mahomes, Lamar, and Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
But out of those 3, where does Lamar rank?
He should be second. Aaron Rodgers, what have you done for me lately? Aaron Rodgers won 2 back-to-back MVPs, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2009.
But he has a Super Bowl on his record.
Yeah,
so
but
if you're ranking those 3, but if you're ranking those 3, this goes back to my Troy Aikman situation we was talking about. If you're ranking those 3, he has back-to-back MVPs and a Super Bowl.
If we're talking
Molly has MVPs.
If we're talking career, Aaron Rodgers is definitely higher than Lamar Jackson because he has more MVPs and he actually has a Super Bowl. But we're not talking about career because we're talking career. He's number 2 behind Mahomes, but it's not about career though. You know, so
But that's what I'm saying. It's the field. I get what you all are saying. I'm just arguing from the other side of the table. It's like technically there is no number 2. If I'm looking at it from the other side of the field, other side of the table, Tua and Dak, the same quarterback. You could literally sit up here and say Jalen Hurts and Purdy have the same type of career. You could probably pull Burrow into their conversation too. All 3 of them made a Super Bowl. All of them had a great, well, I won't say great playoff run, but they had a good playoff run. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of doppelgangers up here. Yeah, CJ and Jordan Love both had 1-year runs. Well, we don't know what's going to happen this year.
You just got to weigh the flaws. You know what I
mean? Mark, just 2 years ago, he was in the AFC Championship game. That's what he's done for you lately. He was hurt last year. But 2 years ago, he was in the AFC Championship game.
He was hurt, and he actually played well too. And then also,
what's your? I guess I want to know what's Mark's argument for who should be number 3. I'm guessing he's saying Josh Allen, but what's his argument for him being 3?
See, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That third row is tricky.
It is.
That third row is so tricky. You know what I mean? What I think is set for me is number 1, 2, and 3 are set. I mean, they are set.
Like I said, I agree with the list. I'm just saying from the other side of the table, I can see how people can. I just wanted to poke holes in your argument. That's all. And J-Mo, that's where I was coming from. I'm not really bringing up Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl from 15 years ago because it's not careers. But I'm just saying, if somebody was watching this and they was looking, they were like, well, why is Aaron Rodgers way down there? If you're talking career wise, but we're not.
Let me address his comment. He said, I don't have a dog in a fight. I mean, you kind of do. You have 2. Oh, each one of these 2. I'm just curious about my Jordan Love and CJ Stroud comment based on the criteria. What comment was that you talking about?
They be in the same tier.
It's not really. See, I didn't do it by tiers. It just looked like I had to get all 20 on.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? This is really 20-1. That's what it is, basically. So it's not like, oh, they're on the same tier. It's basically my ranking. So you start from the top and then start from the left. So Mahomes is 1, Lamar, Burrow, Josh, Matt, Bird. You know, that's how the ranking goes. And CJ goes above Tua because he actually won a play. Tua never won a playoff game. And Tua don't look good against like and late in the seasons, man, Tua just hasn't looked well. Or he's either hurt. So he hasn't really had an opportunity because the time they made it, well, he had an opportunity last year. But when he played against Mahomes, I don't care if you like me, I'm not a big thing about losing. If you lose to the better team, so be it. But if you look bad in the process, you lose points for that, bro. I'm sorry.
But what if you look bad early but look good and towards the later end of the game?
You talking about like the Packers?
I'm just saying.
I think I kind of know what J-Mo's saying. I think he's saying that if you look at both CJ and Jordan Love, that was both of their first years playing last year.
Yes.
And both of them playing last year, both of them won their first playoff game, then they lost their second playoff game.
CJ was better in regular season.
I get that. I'm not. I understand what you're saying, Joe. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to think what J-Mo's thinking right now. And you have Tua and Kirk in front of Jordan Love. Why don't you have Jordan Love in front of Tua and Kirk, but you have CJ in front of them?
Kirk got hurt last year, and CJ wasn't. Like I said, CJ was an MVP candidate before he got hurt as a rookie. Then he ended up getting hurt, and then CJ looked terrific against the Browns, against a great defense too, by the way. One of the best defenses in the league. He looked terrific.
You can say that about Jordan Love.
But Jordan Love didn't have a really good full season. He had a good half a season. You know what I mean? Jordan Love, my guy.
He got some weight though.
But yeah, Jordan Love, my guy. You know, Jordan Love, my guy. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put him above Tua and Kirk.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because he had a half good season. Now he did have a good playoff game. But to be honest with you, the playoff game he really had, I mean, y'all kind of, I'm not trying to dish y'all. It's more so y'all folding than the Cowboys.
I'm not even talking about the Cowboys game. He looked decent coming out against the Packers too, though.
49ers, you meant?
49ers, yeah.
At the end of the game, he was bad.
No, at the end, but I say coming out, he had the momentum. The momentum was there. They missed the field goal, and then 49ers took off after that.
But also didn't CJ Stroud struggle in the first half of the season, and then he came on in the second half? It's kind of sort of the same thing as Jordan.
Nah, he struggled against the Ravens. The first game of the season.
I'm not talking about the playoff game. I'm talking about in the regular season.
I know. He struggled against the Ravens, but then he started playing well after that. He struggled in a couple of games. He struggled against the Ravens and the Jets. I think that's the only games he really struggled all year. And the Jets were more so in the back end of the season.
Why would Kirk Cousins be above CJ Stroud?
See, I think Joe, you might gotta lay down the criteria one more time. It might have got forgotten. It might have got forgotten in the debate.
He really has no
specific
criteria, though.
Here's the thing. It's not really a simple criteria. You weigh the good with the good, and you weigh the bad with the bad. You know, what do you value more?
How many years are you weighing? How many years are you weighing this?
It's weird. I know it's weird to do this. I understand, right? Because Aaron Rodgers is a wild card. Like, yo, we haven't seen you in 2 years for real. Like, where am I gonna rank you? I'm gonna take you all the top 20. I mean, he's top 20. I can't. The reason why he's not above Hurts and Goff and them, because these guys above Aaron Rodgers, they have recent playoff success. So CJ has a win, but he was a rookie.
What's our
so I'm not gonna put him above Aaron Rodgers because he was a 2-time MVP this 3 years ago. I meant. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I put Aaron Rodgers right there, because the guys above him all has that playoff success. Or Josh
wait! Don't say that now. He got some success. Now.
Well, he did put out Tom Brady. He does, and he played great that game.
Wait. Dak had some good playoff games. He outplayed Aaron Rodgers in his rookie game.
Well, I'm not really going back. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Time. What's the time?
Like, for example, I'm not going to include Mahomes. I'm not going to include when Mahomes made it to AFC Championship game against Brady. I'm not going to include that. Like it's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's
what
the top 20. Hold on, let's bring this back up. Being in a race for MVP last season is a different situation than being in a race the year prior, because the bar was higher in 2022, 2023, and 2023. And he said, really 2023.
He's talking about because he's talking about Jalen Hurts.
He's talking about Purdy being above Jalen Hurts.
I mean, all over the place with the years, man.
You know why I put Purdy above Jalen Hurts? Because Jalen Hurts got the Super Bowl because Purdy got hurt. Okay, they played each other again the next year. He blew out Jalen Hurts, and then he got to the Super Bowl also, and he was an MVP candidate too. But he was.
So this is a top 20 based off the last 2 years, then?
No, but Purdy only got 2 years, and Jalen Hurts really only got 2 years. That's why I'm talking about the last 2 years with them. Jalen Hurts got 3 years for real, but every time Purdy been good. Like we can't say because he got a team. They both got teams, so I can't use that excuse. I mean, Hurts did go to the Super Bowl with the record-setting sack team. I mean, we gotta get out. I mean, come on now. They had the leading interception guy, Gardner Johnson, the best secondary in the NFL. So they both had weapons around them the last 2 years. But yet Purdy since Purdy been a starter, Purdy been winning also. So it's just that Purdy don't get the nod. It's because who Purdy is. He was a late round draft, 7th round, right? 7th round draft pick.
I think he went undrafted. Oh no, he was last pick.
He's Mr. Relevant. So because of that, he don't get credit. Oh, he had C-Mac, he got that. But going there with Jalen Hurts, he got AJ Brown, he got Devontae Smith, right? He had Swift last year. Swift is nice. You know, your boy McCoy said Swift is the most talented running back in the league. And y'all know who he said number 2 is, right?
Who?
Saquon. Then he said C-Mac was 3rd. There you roll out to that.
He just left. But hold on, I'm trying to think of something, because this is why I think you need a time frame on this. Smart. The only reason I think you do need a time frame just because of this list is because Russ is a better quarterback than he's played better than Kyler.
Has he though? Kyler just been hurt. When Kyler plays, Kyler actually not Russ' fault. Good.
But Russ played the games. I mean, Russ didn't. The Broncos situation last year was bad, but Russ has played better than Kyler Murray.
Nah, Russ was bad 2 years ago, first year in this Bronco, and the year before that, he wasn't good.
I mean, how many games has Kyler Murray played in those 2 years?
I mean, recently, Kyler Murray, he was undefeated until he got hurt. I mean,
That's
Kyler
what
Murray.
I'm saying.
But look. He's down. I'm with you, Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, bro. You can flip them.
You
You want?
gotta be kidding me. Sam Donald trash. Let's get that out the way.
Oh my god, that's my.
He trash. Come on, brother Jacob. There's no way
man.
you seriously believe in Sam Darnold. He sucks. All right, he is not a good
No,
quarterback.
hey, J-Mo, no rookies on this ballot. No, they haven't played yet, so I can't put a rookie on here.
Gotta be kidding me.
Like I agree with the list, but it's just like then when you start bringing in some of the criteria, it's like what's going on here? Because we got this guy who's been here, but that guy who's the weight. When you're trying to weigh some of these situations, it's like you need a criteria or at least a time frame for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like last 2 years, I'm with you.
Oh,
yeah.
We can continue this in the chat. It's cool, man.
And I told you this is one. This is
You
one
know,
of the
this is definitely
this segment here.
Man, it's gonna be hard to keep up with that chat, man. Y'all.
Hey, brother Jacob, you're right. You're right. He sure can. He can get some Gatorade with the best of them. You're absolutely right.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah. So y'all gotta tag me, man. Tag me in the chat. It's like
I don't know, Joe. You know, one of the most talking trash teams is playing tonight. So
listen, whatever AJ gotta say, you save it for Tuesday.
Ooh, you sound a little phased, Joe.
No, he gonna be unfazed when you see the list.
Oh, he gonna be phased. He might be phased on love after you see that list. And then if they lose tonight,
don't mess with my quarterback, Smokey.
You might need to show up with some of that.
Real quick, y'all. Who y'all got tonight? I got the Packers.
Who did I got? Eagles. I think I picked the Eagles. Did I pick the Eagles to win this game? I think I picked the Eagles.
No, I did. Game.
Okay, you got the Eagles. All right, who y'all got?
Don't quote me on that.
Commanders or Bucks? I got Commanders.
I picked Bucks.
Commanders.
Cowboys or Browns? Sorry,
I picked Browns.
I went to the Browns because y'all are away.
I picked the Browns.
Rams. I'm sorry, Jets or 49ers? I got 49ers.
49ers.
All right. Last words.
Jets and Giants is the same team.
We should do that going forward. We should do the primetime games and our teams.
One just got a better quarterback.
You said what?
I said Jets and Giants the same team. One just got a proven quarterback.
Oh, one's got a better quarterback. You funny. Jets and Giants, dang, Tomo.
I said proven. One has a proven.
You said Jets and Giants the same team?
Don't nobody know what we gonna get from them.
Oh, okay. We know we get from the Giants. Come on now, you serious?
Their whole season banking on if Aaron Rodgers gonna play. So we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But they got Tyrod Taylor though. He can play. He can win some games for him with that defense. He better than Zach Wilson. Is Dave frozen?
He way better than Zach Wilson. He way better than Sam Darnold. He way better than Taysom Hill.
Hey, look, James, we got a whole debate in the chat, me and AJ, about Jordan Love and Hurts. We're gonna find out at the end of the season. So that's all I gotta say. Well, all the weapons he got. Anyway, my last word is this. Shout out to the whole R2R family. Shout out to the whole R2R network. I have a brilliant, I think I have a really good idea for the network. I'm gonna share it with my brothers and then see what they think. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about this idea for the longest, not for the longest, for a couple of days. And then I'm gonna bring it to my brothers, but I just want to throw it out there. All right. Make the suspense, of it. But shout out to everybody who did the panels, the ALC North panel, the ALC East panel, and the Super NFC East panel, because we the only panel that had all the fans on there. So shout out to everybody that did the panels. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this game tonight. Packers and the Eagles. Let's go, Jordan Love. Super Bowl.
Yep, I picked the Eagles. I had to go back and check. Yep, I picked the Eagles to win this game.
Oh, Tomo.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who's a Super Bowl matchup and winner?
Sheesh.
You want to come back with me on Monday?
Yeah, I come back to you on Monday. I gotta go back and look at my rankings. But I'm gonna come back on Monday because I don't want to just say randomly on here and then I look at my schedule and be like, man, the Ravens supposed to win. Yeah, I got you Monday.
Yeah, those are my last words.
Oh, my last words is yep, I did pick the Eagles. I picked the Browns to win. So I want everybody to understand that if the Cowboys win this game, I ain't gonna talk too much crazy trash. That's for Big O and my man Tay. I'm gonna just sit back and be like, man, that was a good game. Other than that, man, we appreciate y'all for joining and lighting up the comment section while we was having all of these panels. Also, I say this, AFC East, you all were very classy, very demure, as the kids would say on the internet. You all kept it very, very classy. Even with the trash talk, you know, because the boy had a lot to say about the Patriots, and he still was like, it still came off as like, you know what, I don't like y'all, but I'm not gonna yell at y'all. Meanwhile, NFC East, man, I'm telling y'all, man, we look like a go-go. We was just over there yelling. Everything was going on in there. It was crazy. So shout out to everybody that joined the panels, and I can't wait to see how this turns out with the mid-season panels. Tell them more. Week 10, right, Joe? Week 10?
Week 10.
So we're going to have 9 weeks of documentation.
Woo! We got to get some NFC West guys. Oh, girls.
Get your popcorn ready. Great show. Glad that we finally got to talk about something that actually happened. Now we got some controversies going to go into the chat. I can't wait. Can't wait to see this game tonight. And Dave's Doghouse will be back this week coming up. It will have 2 back-to-back shows. So be prepared for that.
Ooh.
Shout out to all the shows on the network. CTC, RBO, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. I know it's going to be on fire. Coach, you're fired. It's going to be a lot of good stuff talking about. In the Red Corner is going to have a great show, of course. Unfazed is going to have a good show. This Tuesday coming up. All the shows, man. BWT Baseball with Teddy. Make sure you tune to all these shows. Subscribe to the network. We are on a goal to get to 2,000, so help us get there as quickly as possible. So let's get us there as soon as possible. Like, share, subscribe, become a member. Put member in the chat if you are not already a member now. Brother Jacob, you're a Vikings fan. You already know Joe. Just come on, man. Just go ahead and support the show. Just put member in the chat so we gotta have a Vikings fan in there. I don't think we have a NFC North fan in the chat at all.
I mean, I'm the closest thing to the Packers, you know.
And Carl's the closest thing to the Lions. That's about it. So
that's true.
Join the chat, man. We need a representative from the NFC North, and you seem like you'll be the perfect one. So that's all I got for today.
Joe liked the Packers because they beat up on the Cowboys. It just hit me.
I'm not gonna lie, Tomo. A long ago, me and my man had a huge argument about Aaron. I was a big Aaron Rodgers fan. Aaron Rodgers and Tony Romo. I'll never forget. And then now I like Jordan Love. You know, I don't know. And by the way, Dave said we want to roll to 2,000. Dave's Doghouse is inches away from 100 subscribers. Can y'all go subscribe if you haven't done it yet? Dave's Doghouse. If you haven't subscribed to Dave's Doghouse, go subscribe. And in the Red Corner is inching away to 400 subscribers. So make sure y'all go subscribe to In the Red Corner. King Sauce almost at 50. 46. We got 4 more to get 50. Make sure you subscribe.
2 things. I know we got to get out of here, but this has been the first time we had an episode where it was just us and we actually not talking about the panel. So this is probably why we still on air. In the Red Corner, we back on Sunday. That's 1. 2, when I told you all I was a delusional Cowboy fan, I was one of those people that was arguing with Tony Romo versus Aaron Rodgers. Those are my delusional days. I have then seen the light after I seen him beat us several times. I had to be like, you know what? He got it.
I think it was Worm too. Also, it was my man Ron. I think it was Worm. I gotta ask back.
No, we've come a long way as a Cowboy fan. I'm telling you, I was very delusional back in the day. Not demure, very delusional. I was the Corius, actually. It was bad.
I'm doing my man like that.
It was bad.
I got a question. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.